Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of Giant Mouse Ace knives. The Smoky Mountain exclusive Biblio Ice and the Riv liner lock. Let's get into them. The first one we're going to take a look at is called the Biblio Ice. And this thing is a beauty to look at. Just like all of Vox's designs, they are easy on the eyes and they just appear to be extremely useful tools, and I think that helps a lot. What I really enjoy also about Jasper Vox is the fact that he utilizes giant finger choils, and what I like about that is the ability to get up on over the blade if you need to for intricate tasks. I think that's pretty awesome. Now, there's not traditional jimping here on the back of the blade, but it is up out over the top. Having that control over the blade, I think, is really cool. Especially if you're in the mountains camping and, you know, your kid wants a marshmallow stick or something and you can just good to go. This is a beautiful looking knife. A really nicely done black stonewash on the M390 blade. Yeah, that's sweet. Easily flickable from the opposing middle finger with your thumb, and clearly with the flipper, like a rocket. Standard grip. I have large size hands, and you can see I'm just right over the back side, and with the finger choil I can get right up on that blade and still have a great amount of room on the back side of that handle. And if you want to do precise tip cutting, you can use that finger choil like this and get out over that blade. Let's check out the Riv LL. So here's the Riv LL. And as you can see, between these two, they're basically father and son as far as size goes. The LL stands for liner lock. So again, with the smaller version compared to the big version, having that gigantic finger choil gives you the ability to get up onto that knife fully. So instead of having just a two and a half finger grip, getting that finger choil with this small knife like this, it becomes a full-size knife in terms of capability and being able to get out over that blade. Yeah, this is outstanding. And the same deal if you want to do precise tip control of that blade. That's awesome. The one difference I see between these two is this one has a brass backspacer with an integrated lanyard loop. So you have cutouts in the scales here. And then on the Biblio, it's a lanyard tube that goes in between the scales. I'd say that's the biggest overall visual difference or construction difference between the two. Now on this one, because it comes with this brass backspacer, I decided to heat treat the hardware from the silver to give it a more uniform appearance with that backspacer. And I think it turned out really good. Definitely a really cool fifth pocket sized knife that carries and handles like a full-size knife. Let's get into some specs on the Biblio. Again, this is a Smoky Mountain Knives exclusive called the Biblio Ice. We have an overall length of 6.87 inches, a blade length of 2.87 inches, a handle length of 4 inches, an overall weight of 4.1 ounces, a blade thickness of 11 thousandths, a handle thickness of just under half an inch. The blade is constructed of Bowler M390. It has a beautiful drop point blade with tons of belly and cutting room on the blade, a generous finger choil, and a very well done and symmetrical thumb hole. The handles are constructed of Arctic Storm carbon fiber and have steel liners. The blade does have a spot of jimping on the back for tip control, and the pocket clip is a wire deep carry pocket clip. Now, even though it's a deep carry pocket clip, you are still going to have around a half an inch sticking out of your pocket because of the way the back of the handle is made. The scales are nicely chamfered on the back and in your grip areas, and it's just an overall stunningly attractive piece. Specs on the Riv LL: we have an overall length of 5.75 inches, a blade length of 2.44 inches, a handle length of 3.375 inches, a blade thickness of 11 thousandths, an overall weight of 2.4 ounces. Again, a smaller version of that beautiful drop point blade. This one is constructed of CPM MagnaCut and has the same physical features of the finger choil and the thumb hole and the jimping. These handles are constructed out of black canvas micarta, feature stainless steel hardware, and it has a brass backspacer with lanyard loop. It does ride on ceramic caged ball bearings and has an ambidextrous deep carry wire pocket clip. This is what the Biblio Ice looks like in the pocket. This is what the Riv LL looks like in the 5th pocket. Let's do some size comparisons with other knives. First up, we have the Ferramonster Glideman. They're very similar in overall design styles, but the Glideman is just a hair bit longer than the Biblio Ice and quite a bit longer and bigger overall than the Riv LL. Up next, we have the Urban EDC F5.5. The F5.5 and the Biblio Ice are almost identical in overall size all around. Up next, we have the Fox Knives Yaru. And as you can see, again, this is another Vox design. You can see how Vox really carries his own brand over to his different models. The Yaru is just slightly bigger than the Biblio Ice. Up next, we have the Hogue Deca. The Hogue Deca is quite a bit larger than both the Biblio Ice and the Riv LL. And last but not least, we have a Giant Mouse fixed blade in the extra large version, which still, according to this, is not as extra large as even the compact Biblio Ice. As you can see, it falls right in between both the Biblio and the Riv. Overall thoughts and impressions on these two knives. If you can't tell already, I absolutely love Vox's design and aesthetic when it comes to the creation of his knives. That's why I have a few of them. They fit my hand well, they look great in hand, and they look great in the pocket. My only complaint is they're pretty expensive, and there are affordable versions out there, such as the Columbia River Knife and Tool Pilar, and these can be had right now online for around $30 with the copper handle. So if you haven't had the pleasure of owning one of Vox's designs, you should pick one up, because I think everybody should have one. I've certainly enjoyed carrying the whole range of the ones that I have, and they've all been outstanding in their own individual ways. I also wanted to give a shout out to my channel club members, my anchor crew. Huge thank you for supporting me and my channel. My hat's off to you. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like, and tell me in the comments down below, which one of these would you pick up? Do you like Vox's design style and design aesthetic? Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and have a good one.